What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a foundation review. Long-awaited foundation review. I have been wanting to test this foundation forever. You guys have been asking me to try it out for you all on camera and do a first impression, so we are doing that today. It's the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. This foundation is all over Instagram, all over YouTube. It's been out there for a while now. I'm late to the game, but better late than never, right? So today we're doing it all. We're doing a first impression. I'm gonna do an application and a demo, flash photo, and I'm gonna check in at the end of the day to tell you guys what is going on my face after wearing this foundation all day long. So stay tuned if you wanna see my thoughts or hear my thoughts on the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. If you're not subscribed to my channel yet, there's a subscribe button down there. Make sure to subscribe, and let's get into the video. Okay, we are just gonna hop right into it. Y'all have seen this foundation everywhere, I'm sure. Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. It has 1.18 fluid ounces. Also, by the way, I apologize if you guys hear noise in the background. They're doing construction right outside my apartment door. Very inconvenient, but this is what the packaging looks like. I got mine in the color Baklava 340G, and I already know what it looks like because I see this all over Instagram, but that's what the actual bottle looks like. I have a feeling that this shade's going to be a little bit too dark for me. I was originally going to go with Tres Leches, but they didn't have it in stock on Sephora when I purchased it, and I really have not wanted to go to Sephora to exchange it because the lines, it's the holidays, and I'm just not up for it. So I'm just gonna have to work with this one. I do not have anything on my skin besides my moisturizer que venía siendo the Olay Luminous Whip Moisturizer. That's all I have on my skin right now, and my sweater is tore up. I'm gonna use my Morphe M439. Actually, no. I found a new foundation brush from the drugstore that I think is my current favorite. It's the e.l.f. Cosmetics Ultimate Blending Brush. I just used it yesterday, so it's a little bit dirty, but I'm gonna use this instead of my Morphe M439, and then the other half I'm gonna do my Beauty Blender sponge. Before I even get into applying it though, of course I have to read the description so I know more or less what to expect from the foundation. And on the Huda Beauty website, it says that this foundation is a full coverage velvety foundation available in 30 delicious shades that will give you a flawless, long-lasting look in just one application. It says it hides blemishes and conceals imperfections. We're gonna see about that. And camouflages dark circles. And the amazing formula is packed with ultra-refined pigments that make uneven skin a thing of the past. Blends seamlessly with the skin, dries to a radiant matte powder finish, looks luminous, not dry, cakey, good for your skin. Ingredients: argan oil, hydrating properties, a lot of good stuff apparently. So I know you guys want to see how and what this foundation looks like, so let's just get into it. It's gonna get my hair out of the way. This does come with a pump as well, which is always a plus. And I'm gonna apply it I'll apply it on the back of my hand and then apply it onto my face. We'll do this side with the sponge. I can already tell that this foundation is going to have amazing coverage. I have not even blended this out, and I can just tell, seriously. And this is with a sponge. I can't even imagine what kind of coverage it's gonna have with a brush. Usually I tend to get more coverage with a brush, but look at that. The shade is okay. I could probably get a better undertone, maybe a little bit more, I don't know. I think it'll be fine. You can see it's not drying up completely fast because I still look pretty dewy around this area. And this kind of smells like crema. It smells like a moisturizer or something. It doesn't have a weird foundation smell at all. Como que huele a Nivea, or it smells like something that like my grandma used to put on us or something. It's a familiar smell. Yeah, this coverage is insane. The finish of it too is bomb. Like, I usually don't like when foundations are super matte because I don't get time to work with it, but this gives me time to blend it out, and then once it starts to dry up, It has a beautiful, beautiful finish. It still gives a little bit of a glow, but you can feel that it's definitely a velvet matte finish too. It starts off looking a little luminous, but once it starts to set, like, I just feel like it's not gonna budge. Oh my lord. I don't even need, okay. Me tengo que calmar. I'm getting ahead of myself. We still need to test it for the rest of the day. We're gonna do this side of the face. So here's like a comparison. Acne, scars, redness, imperfections, all the good stuff. And then we got flawless, demi-matte, full coverage. Let's do this side over here. You really don't even need a full pump. Like, this was maybe half a pump. So one full pump for your entire face, basically. So taking it on my e.l.f. brush, I'm gonna start to, automatically covered. And I'm not mad at the shade either. I think once I bronze and highlight, conceal, it's gonna come together. Little side note, if you guys haven't tried the e.l.f. brushes, I know I was sleeping on them. This one's really good. This is how my face is looking after applying it on both sides, and I must say I like it a lot more with a sponge, which is very rare for me. I usually like to apply my foundation with a brush and then use concealer with a sponge, but with this foundation, I hands down like it a lot more with a beauty blender. First impression, right now what I can tell you, coverage is so intense. The finish is most definitely a velvet matte finish. It goes on a little bit more luminous and dewy, but once it sets onto the skin, it like locks into place and it has a nice velvet matte finish. It's not drying. It doesn't feel tight on the skin either. It just sets. What I will say is that this is not a foundation that I would see myself wearing for like an everyday look. But then again, I'm super extra and I wear full coverage pretty much for a natural makeup day. But if you're looking for something that is going to be like an everyday foundation, it's going to look super natural, super fast to apply, this is probably not going to be the one, just because it is going to require bronzing, contouring, adding dimension back to the skin, highlighting. Like, if I were to walk out like this, I would just look crazy. Like, I would look super washed out. It would just look very flat. But if you're like me and you're willing to go in with the bronzer, contouring, highlighting, even for those natural glam, like everyday looks, then you will most definitely like this. And of course, for a full glam, you will most definitely like this foundation as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish off my makeup and apply the rest of the products on top to see how it works with other products, and then I'll be back to tell you guys more about what I think about the foundation. I don't know where I think I'm going with my face looking snatched like this, glowy. I need to go somewhere though. My thoughts on the foundation, let's talk about it. So they say it's a full coverage foundation. Do I think it's a full coverage foundation? Yes. I don't even have to say that because you guys saw when I was applying it that it covered almost instantly. As far as the finish, it is a velvet matte finish. When you first apply it, it's a little bit luminous. It looks like it's not going to set into place, but once you give it a few seconds to about a minute or so, it starts to dry up and it ends up being this kind of finish. And I do have highlight obviously like on my forehead and stuff, but if you look around the center of my face, that's the finish you're gonna get. Even though this foundation does end up with a matte finish, I would still suggest you set your face with the powder, at least your T-zone area if you have oily skin. And the reason I say that is, one, because it starts off as a luminous finish, and if it starts off luminous, I have a feeling that towards the end of the day, once it starts to kind of wear and then my oils start to seep through, I might get a little bit more oily. Second reason is because this is such an intense full coverage foundation, you want to prevent any creasing from going on. I tend to crease underneath my eyes, so I would still suggest setting those areas with a powder. A few other things it says on there is that it's not going to be dry or cakey, and I agree with that. I don't feel like it looks cakey or dry on my skin at all. If you do feel that way for whatever reason, just go over top with some sort of setting spray or a MAC Fix Plus and it'll completely take that away. I have not even applied setting spray or MAC Fix Plus, and my skin is looking really nice. Another thing that it says that it's fade proof. Of course, we're going to put that to the test. I'm going to wear the foundation all day. And then it also says an improved skin texture. It does make my face look super airbrush flawless, doesn't enhance any pores, fine lines. And then it says it has flawless full coverage with just one pump, and I literally used half a pump on each side, and it was a little bit too much still. So you can use a little bit less than a pump to cover up everything, especially if you already have flawless skin. And of course, if you want to get like the maximum results from the foundation, Faux usar el primer. It does come with a primer. I did not purchase it. I just wanted to try the foundation. Right now it is 12:57 p.m. So I will check back in at the end of the day. We're gonna do a flash photo right now as well, but I'm gonna check in maybe around the 8-hour mark to see how it's holding up. And for whatever reason, if I feel like I need to check in before that, I will, but for the most part, I'll check in at the end of my day to see what's going on with my face. And of course, when I check in, I will give you any updates on what I feel about the foundation. But let's go ahead and take a flash photo to see how this foundation looks in flash photography. I am back with a check-in, and it is 7:10 p.m. You can see my skin is looking pretty oily. Les dije, I told you guys that if you don't set it, it's more than likely going to get oily just because of the way that it applied. It first went on luminous and then it dried up matte, and I just felt it. I knew this was a foundation I was going to have to set. If I didn't set, this foundation would be all over the place. But what I will say is I still like the foundation. I don't mind going in with a tissue. The good thing is that it did not fade. All of the foundation is there. So when you go in to blot, you don't have to worry about losing much coverage because you have a lot of foundation already on the skin and you didn't lose much of it throughout the day. So let me show you how it looks once I blot my skin. I'll just go ahead and blot in the T-zone area, just right here. You can already see it looks much better. I didn't lose coverage. It looks almost how it looked when I first applied the foundation. It's already looking as good as new. I'm like in the middle of blotting and I forgot to plug in my microphone. So if the audio sounds different than it did earlier, I'm about to plug in the microphone to finish off this part. Oh, the life of being a YouTuber. So hopefully that sounds a little bit better. I went ahead and plugged in the mic. So we blotted center of the face and on my chin. I haven't blotted my forehead yet, but you can see the foundation's already starting to look a lot better than when I first came on camera after the check-in. So let's just do the forehead. Yeah, it's todo. All you have to do is throw on some lip gloss again. It looks like I'm just kind of glowing from within. It doesn't look like too much oils are seeping through. If you want a foundation that's going to be long wearing, and what I mean by that is that it's going to wear, you're going to have most of the foundation for a majority of the day, and you just have to blot a little bit, then this would be a good foundation, especially if you like really full coverage. Do I think that this is a foundation that I'm gonna reach for, that I'm gonna use really often? To me, the answer is yeah. I see myself using this really often. Just as I mentioned, I blot with just about any other foundation, so that's not a big deal for me. It gave me full coverage. The color was on point. My bronzer, my highlight, my concealer, everything is still intact. There's not really anything for me to not like about the foundation. I'm not gonna say I don't like a foundation just because my face got oily. That's something that I can control. I can blot, I can powder, I can fix that. If a foundation is breaking up on me or it gets crumbly after applying a primer or something, that's something that it's hard for me to fix or maneuver. I don't mind blotting. So this is a yes. So those are my thoughts on the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you've tried this foundation, let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments section. I would love to hear what you think about it. And if you did enjoy the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That way I know that you enjoyed it and I film more of these kind of videos. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you all, los quiero mucho, and I will see you all in my next video.